Then his taught ones came and said to him, do you know that the Pharisees stumble when they heard this word? But he answering said, every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted shall be uprooted. Leave them alone. They are blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind leads the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So let's understand what he's talking about. He says, look, aren't you concerned? Look, the Pharisees, they're not getting it. They don't understand what you're talking about. They're just like looking at you like you're speaking, Martian or something. And he said, leave them alone. He said, look, he says, every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted shall be uprooted. Now, there's a difference between calling and planting. That's why we have the parable of the sower of the seed. Lots of people hear the word and get excited, but they're not planted. They don't have the roots driven in, and so they're easily torn out. He said, leave them alone. Why did he say leave them alone? By the way, that's a great lesson to all of us with all the friends, family members, and everybody else. Leave them alone. Any of you got some Pharisees and Sadducees as family members? Any scribes as family members giving you grief that they think they know better? He says, leave them alone. They are blind leading the blind. Remember, we did this in Do You Know the Father and the Son? You need eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart to receive, and those are given to you by Yahweh. And so if they don't have eyes to see, they're blind. And the blind are leading the blind, and they're leading them into a ditch. You see that in the mainstream of Christianity every single week. That's what's happening. Blind leaders are leading blind people into ditches. Because the only thing that sheds light, Yeshua is the light. And if Yeshua is the light, then we also know the Torah is light. And the Word is the light. And we says in Psalm 119, 105, it says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet. The Word, the Torah, lights our path. By the way, how far does a lamp usually light? Miles? Maybe a few feet. You're only going to see a few feet ahead. The Word's only going to let you see a few feet ahead because you have to have trust to keep going further than that few feet. That every few feet you're going to see more. And every few feet you're going to see more. And every few feet you're going to see more. He says, leave them alone. I want to encourage everyone the same thing. Those people that you want to fight and argue with all over Facebook and everything, just leave them alone. It's not your job. Leave them alone. If Abba is working with them, he will lead them to a teaching like this, a teaching that would give them the answers they're looking for, and he'll open up their eyes and their ears, and that's what's going to work. Not you individually kind of pounding on them and trying to get them to to understand something they're not ready to understand. And then, if you are ready to give an answer, he may lead them to you, and they'll be asking you questions. Not provoking questions, because a lot of people do ask questions, but they're just trying to provoke. They're actually more of a setup than they are actually a question. But you will have those that eventually will come to you and ask genuine questions, because they really want to know. And then they'll be ready for you because they'll have eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart to understand. They'll be ready. They'll be prepared. Fertile ground. Because the parable of the sower of the seed is all about what kind of ground are you. That which has fallen on stony ground. That which has fallen on good ground, right? What kind of ground are you?